Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my table. My name is Kaima Deshay. My first name, this is my first time telling you all my name directly under that brand. My real name really is Kaima. That's my first name. My middle name really is Deshay. So now I'll be going by Kaima Deshay on my platforms. I'm coming to you today on this gloomy, rainy Thursday, November 12th, 2020. And today I want to talk about alone versus loneliness. Side note, I'm currently waiting on my Chinese food. I wanted to talk about this because it's been coming up fairly recently in my life. I don't know about you all. And especially as we're living in 2020 during a pandemic, that is a topic of discussion. Some people may feel lonely. Some people may just be alone. And I wanted to talk about it. I am a person who, because we're going to start from personal experience, I'm a person who values alone time, very much so. I value that time for self-reflection. I value that time for filling my cup up in whatever case that may be, whether it be physically, emotionally, mentally, musically, whatever it is. I really like to be, the point is though that I like to be alone. I feel like when I am alone, that's when I'm free to be my truest self, really. And it doesn't mean like when I'm around people, I'm still myself. But when it comes to operating in this world, when we move and how we navigate can be very different from when we are alone. Some people, it can be very much the same, but some people, it varies. It does. And that's just a natural human response. So with that though, I value my alone time. I really enjoy being alone. I like people too, and I've learned that I need to be around people as well, just in very small doses. However, with that though, some people may be like, oh well, so I just feel like some people misunderstand or misconstrue the idea of being alone and being lonely. With that, I've actually been lonely. I've experienced loneliness as well. Just because I enjoy being alone doesn't mean that I've never been lonely. I'm human. I've been the times where I've clearly felt lonely, I felt alone, were shortly after my little brother passed away in 2018. And that's when people were around me. I had a support system. I still have a support system. But even then, I felt like while I was around those people, I was by myself. I felt like I couldn't really talk to anybody. I felt lonely. I felt very, very lonely. And I wasn't alone. I wasn't alone at all. Like I said, I was around people. But I felt lonely. I felt an emptiness. I felt grief, which all makes sense. It all makes sense. But sometimes people confuse loneliness and alone. Like when I'm alone, I don't feel lonely. That's the funny thing, right? When I'm alone, or sometimes when I'm alone, most of the time when I'm alone, I don't feel like I'm by myself. I feel like I'm just with me and I'm spending time with me. And the example I gave before, in that instance, shortly after my brother died, and even sometimes, and that leads to the other times when I felt lonely. I've been around people. I could literally be with the people that I care about, with the people that I love, with the people that care about me, with the people that love me truly, and I've just felt lonely. And I think that's where we come in, or where the difference comes in. Loneliness is a feeling. Whereas when you're alone, you're physically alone. It's a state of being. And correct me if I'm right, I did look up the Merriam-Webster definition, but I'll definitely include that in the video too. Because that's important. It's important to know what words mean. Words have meanings. So when you use them, you got to know what you mean. But with that being said, there is a difference. There is a difference between being alone and being lonely. Some people, let's make it personal and very on topic. Some people during this quarantine, they may not be alone, but may feel lonely because they can't be with others or be with the other people, a part of their tribe, who really make them feel whole, make them feel like a whole being. Some people may be around tons of people, or not tons, but some people may be around others during this time, during quarantine, whoever they live with, or whatever the case may be, and really feel lonely. So the first lesson would be, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. That's the first thing. And then also, it's okay to be alone. It is okay to be alone. If you enjoy that time, you want that time, you need that time, that is okay. And that is okay. If that's what you need, take what you need. No matter what that looks like to other people, no matter how other people feel about it, because it's not about how they feel. It's about how you feel in this moment. If you want to be alone, it's okay to be alone. That's absolutely fine. Don't let people make you feel like it's not okay to be alone, or it's not okay to be by yourself. Now, sometimes people really do need help, or some people really do, because there's so many nuances, of course, and I'm not going to cover all the nuances. But some people may not need to be alone physically because they feel lonely. And it can be very murky. It can be very gray in some areas. But it's always okay to stand on your own 10. Even if those are the only 10 around, or 9 or 7, because you never know, some people may be missing toes. But it's okay. It's okay to be alone. It is. So let me reiterate. The first lesson was, there's a difference between being alone and loneliness. Second one was, it's okay to be alone. Third lesson is, it's okay to feel lonely. Like, sometimes we feel lonely. Sometimes I feel lonely. It's on rare occasion, but those moments happen. And when those moments happen, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to speak with someone. Don't be afraid to talk to someone, because that's okay too. Because in those moments when you feel lonely, one of the most important things is, one, where's this loneliness coming from? And then two, how can I make myself feel better? How can I make myself healthier? How can I make myself be in a better disposition? If you don't want to stay there. I don't think anyone wants to necessarily feel lonely, or intentionally wants to feel lonely. I don't know, because I'm also not going to exclude those groups of people. There may be people who intentionally want to feel lonely. I don't know. But it's okay if you feel lonely too. Because best believe, you won't always feel lonely. You will not always feel lonely. Best believe. I can stamp that. I can confirm that. I stand on that too. Loneliness isn't forever. Now, it may end with people you don't necessarily like. Hopefully it ends with people that you're surrounded by, people that you do like, that you don't feel lonely around, who also care for you and like you and enjoy your company. But trust, loneliness don't last forever. Being alone doesn't last forever. It can't. Just as human beings, as mammals, as beings, we're not alone. Most oftentimes, we think we're alone and we're not alone. Or we think, which is a good thing, once again, which is a good thing, even when you're by yourself. You ain't always by yourself when you're alone. I just wanted to talk about that. It's been coming up, and it's very pertinent to what's going on right now. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to feel lonely. And the most important part is, what is healthy for you? What is healthy for you? Where is this feeling coming from? But also, what's healthy for you? Even as people take, for myself, once again, I'm going to make it personal. As I examine the moments when I really want to be alone, I really examine, or I try to find, what's the source? What's making me want to be alone right now? Because sometimes it could be me running from what I really need to address. And other times, it could just be me wanting to be alone. Either way, it's fine. I'll need to address what I trust. I'm going to have to address what I'm running away from, though. But it's okay to be alone. And it's okay to feel lonely. And what's even better is being healthy in all of those, in either option, either one. Okay? I guess I needed this talk too, but I also wanted to share this with you all. I wanted to bring the food. You know, I like bringing food to my table, but I'm waiting on my food now. But I hope this message helps someone. I really do. Or multiple people. It can help thousands. It can help millions of people. But I hope, and it can just help one. And that's fine. That's fine with me, because people need to hear this. People need to know this. People need to feel this. We're alive, aren't we? We're all sharing this human experience. At the same time, some leave this experience sooner than others. Some enter this experience after others. But and the most important part is to be healthy. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Be healthy. Do what you gotta do for you. Okay? Okay. Peace, love, and blessings. And I will see you all at the table again. We're gonna talk about something.